So I'm going to talk to these three ladies about their journey through obesity medicine. We've got Chas and Tracy, who are mother and daughter. I won't say who the mother is and who the daughter is. And Teresa, who is the aunt. So are you Tracy?
And sister.
And sister, yeah. So I started seeing them in April of 2021. And whenever we started with our journey, Chas and Teresa had already been doing their own journey for a few months at that point.
A year?
Maybe a year.
Yeah.
About a year.
And then when I started seeing Tracy, she was just starting her journey. And I think hearing their story is going to be an inspiration to a whole lot of people because they have come a long way in this year. And so what I want to start with, and I didn't tell them we were going to do this because I want raw emotion. Like I want to see what goes through your head when you turn over what's in your lap. And you're going to be able to see what's on the screen, what they're looking at. But turn that over. And so, what do you think of when you think who is that person? Tracy, who's that person in the picture?
A very unhealthy person. A
How-
large person.
How did you feel then?
Unhealthy.
Energy wise,
Had none.
health problems.
Okay.
What was going on with your health?
Just, had a hard time breathing and couldn't walk anywhere. Swelling in my legs and
Yeah, we went to Disney that year before, right? The year before.
the December before.
And yeah, she just had a hard time walking everywhere. We had already lost some of ours, so it wasn't as bad. But yeah, she had a hard time just like keeping up, walking everywhere, going up and down flights of stairs, things like that.
I remember she had to keep switching her shoes because certain shoes made her feet swell when she I'm okay, babe. But super like made her feet swell, so she had to keep switching from one pair of shoes to another, just because of
Comfort
weight,
and
yeah.
weight, yeah.
What about your mental health? Chas.
So, yeah, this was at one of my daughter's functions at school, and so when I look back on it, I guess I see unhealthy. I see someone that let themselves go. I weighed, I don't know, maybe like 130 before I got pregnant with her, and so, I mean, this was 230 pounds at my heaviest. So I see unhealthy. I see someone that I guess just kind of let go, didn't care. I think we get stuck in our everyday lives and we kind of we lose, I guess, our health. We just get stuck doing everything constantly in our own routines, and we grab the closest thing to us that's easy to eat, or get fast food when you're out, or just whatever's easiest. Especially with the job that we have, we're always on the go, and then having a kid on top of it with functions that we have to go to constantly, I got lost.
Teresa?
at the time this is not what I saw. At the time I swear I look in the mirror and I did not see this. Now I see this, but at the time I did not see this. I knew that I had some issues with my blood pressure had started to go up. Incidentally, you lose weight, you can get off the medication. I have gotten off the medication. So you can get off the high blood pressure medication. I know a lot of people think that once you start it, you can't stop it, but that is not true. So anyway, so I had high blood pressure. Like Tracy, if I wore flip-flops too long or whatever, my feet would start to swell. That's completely gone. But yeah, I didn't see this at the time, but I did know that I was getting big, and that my health, you know, it was starting to affect my health, especially with my blood pressure, because it wasn't even kind of high. It was like steady, you know, pretty steady. Every time I went to the doctor, it was significantly higher. So I knew that we had to do something, Chas and I, but we really struggled with it at first, you know. I mean, like doing it on our own. I mean, we just thought it'll be easy. We just quit eating bad food. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
So we just thought, you know, it'd be easy and we could do it, and so we wanted to, you know, we tried for a long time, a year, and we didn't even lose half of it. So
So what did y'all try in the past?
Everything.
yeah, diet,
Everything.
Diets.
Diets.
Calorie counting diets, keto
we like
diets,
exercise diet. I mean, just like everything.
everything.
Every app, every type of food, everything. We just
Weight
nothing.
Watchers.
Like Chastity said though, we were so busy with our job. You know, we travel everywhere that nothing was easy to do. Nothing. It was all too time consuming, too hard, too whatever.
Expensive.
You know, we had other people in our household, in our family or whatever that never wanted, you know, like they get tired of whatever we, like, let's all do this together because it's hard, you know, to have 5 things going on in one household, and it just, nothing ever stuck.
Yeah,
So.
it was hard.
You can put this down.
Okay.
And so I printed out your journey. So,
Yeah.
so y'all, our first visit was April 21st, 2021. And at that time, you both had been on Saxenda for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And where were y'all getting your Saxenda?
We went through our
doctor.
primary care physician.
And so were you paying for it outright?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like a lot.
Yeah, they didn't.
It's very
They were
expensive.
like, they didn't have any, like the insurance wouldn't cover it, and they didn't have any coupons or anything. They're like, and they just like literally told us to get it at a pharmacy, just like at a regular pharmacy here. And so yeah, it was like $1,200 a piece a month.
Wow.
A month.
So whenever our first visit, we put you guys, we continued your Saxenda.
Yes.
For
Tracy,
like a month. Or
we started Phentermine at the first.
Mhm.
And your first month, I mean, you lost 16 pounds your first month.
Yeah.
You lost 5.7, you lost 6.6. And then we transitioned to Wegovy
Right.
Amazing.
in
The best medicine.
June of 2021.
Wegovy.
So,
I feel like
yeah.
Wegovy is like the best
I agree.
one. I
agree
do think
wholeheartedly.
a lot of people like Phentermine, but a lot of people don't know that Phentermine quits working
It does.
after 3 months. It's like 3 months, and then you're supposed to take a break.
And it's not approved to be taken long term.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so everybody thinks of that as like the miracle drug, but it's not. And you have to learn good eating habits and good habits in general with it, because it makes you where you're not hungry. You're just not hungry ever, but you still have to eat, you know. And so I know a lot of people get on it and they just don't eat because they're not hungry, but you have to still
Yes.
have the calorie intake to lose weight.
And your
so.
nutrition.
Right.
And yeah. And so you got your Wegovy through the
Mhm.
Bridge program,
Mhm.
the $25
That
a
was
month
really nice.
That
for
was
6
really
months.
nice, yeah.
And then the 6 months is over,
Right.
and
Like that.
we're just like, what do we do?
A lot.
How much have you
A
lost
lot.
total?
Like 131, I think.
How much have you lost total?
85.
It will be, let's see, I'm 138 right now. So I was 230, so
Almost 100 pounds.
92 pounds,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so what did we do after Wegovy? We couldn't get Wegovy anymore. You guys, we did Ozempic
Ozempic.
because we were able to get some samples for you.
Right.
So we continued on Ozempic, and you did. So with knowing the difference between Wegovy and Ozempic, could you tell a difference?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
You really can.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
felt
just
like I
a
was
different
still
dose.
hungry.
It feels like it's like
A different
I mean
medicine.
a different because
It
I know they've
feels like that.
reformulated it. It feels like a different medicine.
It does.
And I've noticed that too. People who were on Wegovy and transitioned to Ozempic didn't do as well as people who just started on Ozempic.
Right.
People who just started on Ozempic do fine, but going back and forth, I think there is a
Yeah.
difference.
The
There is.
Wegovy is the best. It's the best that we've
Hands
had.
down.
And we tried to get it approved through insurances.
Yeah.
All 3 of them were denied.
Insurance doesn't like to cover anything. I won't like be specific, but my husband's job, they cover the lap band surgery, and it blows my mind that they would cover a surgery before medication. Something that one is
It's
going to cause
invasive.
really invasive. You have to start drinking blended drinks essentially. You can't really eat
Well, you have to do like smoothies for like what, 4 months or more? I
yeah,
think?
so you can't eat essentially, and you have huge scar from it.
It doesn't change your lifestyle.
It
either.
doesn't,
So what would you say to these employees? And I think a lot of people don't realize it is not up to the insurance company. It's not a Blue Cross thing.
Right.
It is not a United Healthcare. It is the employer. So
Right.
what would you say to these employers who are not covering it?
Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that pay for this insurance through these companies. We are not allowed, if these companies like our husband's work or our work allows insurance, we're not allowed to seek insurance elsewhere. Usually you have to have insurance through that company. And so, I mean, I guess I would say, make the option open, because, or at least make it where people can try, because it's really hard to.
Well, I think if they care about their employees, they should. I mean, like they offer health programs like, discounts or full memberships to gyms and things like that. Well, you have to get your employees to that point. I mean, if you want, I mean, like they're going to be out less for work. They're not going to be as sick or have as many problems. You're not going to have to. Your premiums aren't going to be as high if they're healthier and don't have to have diabetes medication and high blood pressure medication and all these other medications. It's going to be less time that they have to pay for in the doctor's offices and everything. It's like, and plus it is a disease. They think it's like, I mean, like they say that smoking, and they offer cessation from like smoking things. That's more that's more, to me, that's if they can say that is a disease, then so is this,
Have you guys been told that? Like,
So.
have you,
so many times.
been to a provider seeking help for weight loss, but were just kind of dismissed?
Yeah.
I mean, what have you been told?
I mean, all the time.
It's just a
choice,
life choice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a life
and that
choice.
they don't cover anything to do with weight loss.
Which to me, I think is also crazy in the sense that they offer things like therapy and stuff to coworkers or workers or employees, because obesity can cause depression and a whole mix.
A lot of people are
you
depressed
know.
before they start eating. That's how they cope.
Right. So if you're gonna offer therapy, you should offer solutions to help with that therapy, like weight loss and things like that. So
So how has losing this weight changed? How has your life changed now to where you were a year ago?
so much, yeah.
Well, number one, I feel better about myself, and I'm healthier.
Yeah.
I don't have to, worry about.
Thanks.
Yeah. I feel like we have a lot more energy
Yeah, we are all a lot more active. We
A lot
we
more
go out
active.
and do a lot more things.
without our feet killing us.
Yeah.
Are you able to
You're
play with
slow.
that granddaughter?
Oh yeah, she's wild.
You go to all her games and
Well, and then like I said, I'm off the high blood pressure medicine, and like not just our high blood pressure, but like all of our blood work. Like a lot of things went down. Like you see the blood work from before all this weight, and then the blood work after. Like everything has before we had like high,
Right.
and now it's all normal, just normal,
Yeah.
and it's just like
Yeah, before all this, I got diagnosed with the mild pulmonary hypertension, and I haven't been back to see if anything's changed or anything, but it feels like it has. I don't feel like
your
like
heart's racing.
my heart's racing or different things. Like I don't feel, I guess, off as much as I did before. So
A lot of people want to know about side effects. Did you guys have any side effects?
yes, there are side effects.
Just a few.
Dyspepsia.
Okay. Let's talk about side effects.
Nothing that's
Nothing
to
that's
me
gonna,
that's
like,
would
sway
deter
me.
me or whatever. There's just some mild things like, like we call it the Wegovy
Wegovy
burps.
burps.
Wegovy burps, yeah.
Yeah, it's just some acid reflux or whatever.
But it
or,
stinks.
or like she called it, dyspepsia or whatever.
Dyspepsia.
But sometimes it can be a little smelly.
Constipation.
And then some constipation, yeah. So those are the main things. I didn't notice anything else.
That's about all.
But not enough to make you stop.
Not
No.
enough. To,
Nothing severe or anything that doesn't go away. So,
Right. Yeah, as soon as we if we could take like the period between getting it after our coupon ended or whatever.
When you were off of it?
Yeah, I mean it went away. All the side effects
yeah, nothing was
just went away.
Nothing
So
was.
That's good.
So.
What have you learned about yourself from a year ago? I mean, what you can accomplish. And
Yeah, I think I've learned that, I can do it. I think everybody just always assumes that they can't do it, that it's too much work, or that, it's too
They don't have the
hard. They don't
willpower.
have the willpower. But I mean, we were all obese for a long time, and we did it.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you can do it.
Well, also that you're never too old to do it either.
No,
Right,
exactly.
that too,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, there's a span of, 16 years here, 19 years here, and yet, we all stuck in it. We were all at the same level. Like, we all, like, consistently lost together. It wasn't like one of us lost it all and the other two struggled. We all lost it consistently.
I also
And-
suggest having other people to do it
Yeah,
with.
and you have,
Mhm.
A good
don't do
support
the journey
system.
alone. Yeah.
Right.
It was so much better to do it together. Like,
And you guys,
You have to
you
keep
guys
each
are all
other accountable.
married,
Yes.
and so you all have to eat with your families,
Mm-hmm.
but you can do that.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can still eat with your
Smaller
family.
portions.
And, yeah.
and it's not even about giving up everything. Like, we don't, like, there's no way that we can consistently, like, every single night cook at home. So we do have to eat out sometimes, but we have learned to what we can and can't have, and what, what works and what doesn't. But smaller portions, I think, is
Yeah.
number one.
Kids meals.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
When we
when
go
we
to
do have to
restaurants.
eat out, we eat kids meals.
Sharing a plate.
Right.
We
know.
share a plate.
Share
Yeah,
a plate. Yep.
absolutely. But it's so
Take half home.
yeah,
What do we have to do?
it's always, there's always some options, and but yeah, the biggest takeaway for me is that we can do it. I didn't think we could, because we have tried many times.
Many,
But
Them
I
more
didn't
than
think
me,
we could.
you know?
Mhm.
many times.
But the thing I like about, and the reason that we went to the clinic, and I'm so glad that we did, was that we needed somebody to hold us accountable, other than just ourselves, because we gave ourselves too many outs. We would say,
Too many cheat days.
oh yeah,
Right.
we'll just cheat today. Yeah, but it holds us accountable. And I know you can go, like, there's other options to go every other week or every month. But the reason that we wanted to go every week is because it made us accountable every single week.
And they have, they are consistent. Unless they're out of town,
Which
they
is
are
one of
at the
them.
clinic every week. And yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really helps, because, it makes us think every week, yeah, I've already been bad. I've already let myself have a cheat day one day this week. I have weigh-in next week. I'm not going to do it again.
Right.
Cassie and I have done diet so much more. I mean, like, we have always had to do our diets together, okay? So we've, like, done, like, a gazillion of them. But one thing that we learned from the beginning to the end is that you can not tell yourself, I'm never going to eat that again,
Right.
because that will be the first thing that you binge on.
Mhm.
So we learned in this one definitely to let ourselves have it every now and then, because then we won't go crazy for it later. Like, if you're just, like, craving a cake, eat a small piece of cake or whatever, because if you don't, then then you're gonna have a month solid of eating cake.
Because you're going to have fun.
Right.
You're going to
You know,
have birthday
you're gonna
parties.
want
You're
cake.
going to have,
Exactly. You have to be able to eat
Yeah.
little portions of this, or
Yeah.
every once in a while. Yeah, we just learned a long time ago, or this time I should say, because we've done it so many times, but it is that you just can't say, I'm never eating that again, because it does not work.
We also don't like to call them diets. We
Nope.
call them eating better.
Yep.
Yeah, we count them being
Healthy
healthier or
habits.
healthy
Yep.
habits, but yeah, we hate the word
diets
diet.
come and go.
Yeah. Yeah, because diets don't work.
Yeah, that's what
Come
we
here, sweet
just
girl.
we're calling that
It's a life
diet.
choice.
It is a life choice.
Come sit between your mama and your.
Come here. Come sit right here. Yeah, leave the dog.
So let's talk to you a minute. Do you remember last year when your mom and what do you call?
Nanny.
Nanny and her TT.
Do you remember when they weighed a little bit more?
Yes, I did.
Oh, she's loving this.
I saw them having trouble walking. I just felt bad for them, and I feel happier.
What about, were they able to play with you? Do they play with you more because they have more energy? They don't get out of breath, or?
Well, they definitely did get a lot more energy. I got to play with them a lot more. I always see my mom going out there a lot more than she used to. When I was playing softball, she was not coming out there, but now she does a lot more.
She's our mini coach.
She is.
She tells us things like, do you really need to eat that? And then she used to tell us, you look really great in your waist, but them legs could use a little work.
Oh yeah.
She'll hold you accountable.
She does hold us
I
accountable.
think one of the main times that that like hit me and I was like, I really need to lose weight was when I was at your house and I was walking down the stairs and she's like, Mom, you're so fat. And I mean, kids don't have filters.
No, they don't.
You know, they're gonna tell you what
Yeah,
they think.
she didn't mean anything.
She
by
didn't
it,
mean
but
anything by it, but just like I
she
feel
could
like
see, but we couldn't.
right, I didn't want to just get healthy for me. I wanted to get healthy for her too. You know, I wanted other people to see that I have more energy. I get to do more with her. You know, it just generally looks like it's a better image all around. You know, I just feel better.
We are role models for our kids.
Right, and I want her to have healthy eating habits, and she would do it with us too. She, you know, we would at weigh-ins. She would come weigh in with us, you know, and she would eat the same stuff as us. Although, you know, kids and their junk food.
Well, and that was one of the things too, is that everything that we eat, she eats.
Right.
And you know, and that really started to show. I'm like, especially without, you know, during COVID when she couldn't go to school and stuff, and we saw that, you know, it was starting to have an impact on her too, because she
sitting
wasn't
around
active too.
gaining weight too.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're just look what we're doing to her, you know, like we're, you know, it's not just us anymore, you know, she's watching us and eating the same things we're eating, and it's going to start affecting her too, you know, because, you know, when they're kids, they're active at school, so you don't really, I mean, like, but during COVID when she couldn't even go to school, it's like, you know, she's already going to start having problems because of us, so we knew we needed to change for us and for her.
Right.
Well, y'all have done amazing, and I'm proud of all of you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of inspiration out of you guys.
Thanks.
And we're
I
gonna
hope so.
continue our journey. And
Yeah,
It's
I just
there's
think
not an
I
end.
say go for it.
Yeah.
There's nothing
You can
really
do
you
it.
can lose. You know, you're already
Except for the weight.
except for the weight.
Except for the weight, you're already most people when they're at their lowest highest weight, they don't have anything to lose except for weight.
Yeah.
You know, so
And it may
doesn't hurt
take a
to
year.
try.
It may
It
take
takes
2
It may
years.
take 2 years. It may take 3.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
Just don't. I mean, because there were some months that you may have only lost a half a pound.
Or
You
even
know?
gained.
Yeah.
Yeah, even gained
yeah.
sometimes
But then
depending
you
on
just
how
get
you just
right
have
back
to
in
change
there.
something. You know.
You just
Yeah.
get right back in there, you know, it is a journey, and if we can do it, so can anybody else.
That's right.
Absolutely.